Greetings again. This is Dr. Bill Wyatt with the American Orthodontic Society. Now, we have been discussing eruption of teeth and where you have tilted teeth, showing that any dentist can tilt teeth up correctly. And so this is also involved in ectopic eruption in the mixed dentition, where you have a permanent tooth coming in under the deciduous tooth and will eat the roots away on the second deciduous molar. And then if you don't correct that, you lose that deciduous tooth and that permanent tooth moves forward in that tilted position. And it's a very difficult thing getting all this back together again and making it turn out just like it really should. So I'm going to, excuse me, try to bring this ectopic eruption is nothing but a tilted 6-year molar erupting into the deciduous teeth. It'll eat away the roots of the deciduous second molar, and you lose it if you don't do something with it. It becomes a very serious problem. So let's get started, and I'll show this case. This is take as little time as I can doing it. Let me see. This is a neat little girl, and she's in the mixed dentition, of course, and just a darling child, and we kidded her and carried on with her, and she had an ectopically erupting lower right 6-year molar down in this part of the mouth. And we were showing, now we were doing orthodontics, so we stuck all this stuff on it. We had this stuff to go with. Now this is February the 21st of 1986 right here. I don't know whether I'm going to make it through the video. My voice seems to go away. All right, here's another picture of it. We're just uprighting this tooth in here. Now, this tooth was buried, it's headed down here, and we put a deal on it and put a hook in that just to pick that tooth up. This is a little spring, goes in here and goes in that tooth, and we'll raise it up. And watch that. Now you don't have to trim it or anything. It'll run into the upper teeth, but don't grind it away. Just let it erupt in there. And let's go on through this now, and I'll show you some more views of it. And you've got a little spring right here, and this spring was going down this way. I raised it up and hooked it on this, so it's prising this tooth up. Now the roots of the tooth are down here in the bone structure, so the tooth is going to move distally or back up, and it raises, and this hook will slide back down this way. Now I'm going to show you could do this with nothing but some bonding material and some orthodontic wire. Now here the tooth is. It is moved from, it was something like this down in here, and now the tooth moved back and is setting up like that. And you keep this pressure on it until you move it up here, and that'll make the roots of the tooth come forward in a more or less parallel manner like that. You just pull it up, but keep this pressure on it right here, and that'll help the bring it right to where it butts against this other tooth there, and then you can take it out. Now, if you're just regular dentist and you never do any orthodontics at all, and if you work on kids, and you're going to see these ectopically erupting teeth, and that's what needs to be done. So you can just kind of think of this. This tooth was sitting down like this, and the deciduous tooth was up in here, and that he'd eaten the root of the distal root of this deciduous tooth away. It still had the one here, but was gone. This tooth, this ate it away. And then you had a bicuspid in this area, right here, and another bicuspid. And all you'd have to do is take a piece of about a 018 wire and just put some bonding material on these teeth and run it across here. Make a little circle in the wire, bury it up in the bonding material, and put you some more bonding material here. Now what we did, you could take the little spring that you make. It's just a very simple thing. Just you can come out like this, and you can just circle back if you want to make two of them, and it'll go down like that. You have to go over and measure where you're going to put that hook, and then you just move that over and put a hook in that tooth, in the wire. Now, this wire you can bond onto the tooth right out here. Just put some bonding material on that tooth, regardless of where the tooth is. Just put you some bonding material on the side of the tooth. And the tooth could be laying absolutely flat down, or even headed down the other direction, and you can raise it up that way. And then bury the wire. If it's round wire, make a crook in it so it'll stay where it is. And you come out, and the deal is here, and you raise that up, and you measure it, and you put your hook there. And as that tooth goes up, it's going to move back, and this hook right here will slide back. You saw it here. We had the hook. Let's go back and I'll show you. The hook was right here, right up against that bracket. Now, if I had not had any brackets or anything, all I need is bonding material and some wire and some needle nose pliers to make a little spring hook in it. And you need the wire that's got some spring pressure in it. And see where this hook is right here. Now look where it went to. From here over to here. And this tooth, this was down here as it moved back. The distance this moved here is the same as this is over on the other side. Now what I'm trying to get across is that every dentist should know how to do that. And if you're working on kids, you don't have to send that child off somewhere to get some little touchy orthodontic problem. You can do that, and all you need is a pair of needle nose pliers, a piece of spring wire, and bonding material. Every dentist should have bonding material, and that's the way you can do that. And so I'm going to go on here to the next one. Now there's the way the tooth was. See, you just bond your little deal on here, and the spring will be out here like that. And this would, you move the wire to the outside as you go, and it would go down like this. You take the wire, raise it up here, mark it where you need the hook, and then you make the hook, and you go and bond this where it's there. And then put it up here. If you need more force on it, you take an optical plier and put the rounded portion up here, the bar down here, and mash it, and it'll bend that wire down like that and give you some more force to bring this tooth out like that. Now we put this, of course, I'm doing orthodontics. I've got brackets. I just stuck the brackets in a tube on there, built this little deal. We bonded these brackets up to everything, hooked that up, put that spring on there, and sent the child home. Now, this is the x-ray, and it looks like on the x-ray that the patch we had is on the top of the tooth, but it isn't. The patch that we put on is on the side, but when I took the x-ray through here, it appears that it looks like it's on the side. You don't need a thing in the world but just to bend this wire. Now here I bent it down, but normally you just come up like that and come off down here, raise the wire up, mark where you're going to put the hook in there, bond this on here and raise that up and put it in there. And as this tooth moves up, it's going to go back. Now this tooth had already eaten the root of the tooth away, but this tooth is still vital right here. And it's going to, your space maintainer is going to be held. You move it up here. Now let's show you where it went to here. Now there it is part of the way. That looks like it's on the side. I don't know how the x-ray showed that, but it did. Now this tooth has already moved that far. You see that? In other words, from this point there to that point, and now we go ahead and remove the tooth to this point. It looks like it's on the side, on the top, but it's on the side of the tooth. Now you keep this, see this pressure, see this wire is like that. It's pushing up on that, and we drag the tooth forward while it's still got this pressure, and that'll make the root come over here with the tooth. And we'll bring this tooth up and put it right beside that tooth, and this root will hold that space maintainer. But if you let this alone, you'll lose this tooth, and this bicuspid, this molar will come on this direction, and it messes up the whole side of the mouth here. It makes it very difficult to bring it back like it originally was. And now we just, here it is again, just picked up, and that's the little spring that we used on the tooth. You just take a piece of wire, you can put a round wire if you want to, but you'll have to put a little bend in it or something. And here we pull the, this is upside down actually, that just like that. And now we bond it, it gets you confused here, but this is the part that we stuck into the tube over there. Now there the tooth is, and there this line. And you as a dentist should be able to do this. And that should be taught in the dental schools. And for goodness sakes, if you're a pediatric dentist and they don't teach you how to upright a tooth like that, you don't want to send this child to an orthodontist to get this done. You can do it right in your own practice. Just bend this wire and bond it to this tooth. Bond it here, and bond here, and bond another one. And put a wire, just lay a wire in here. And take that hook it right there. When the tooth moves back, this hook slides back with it. I know I'm repeating myself here, but that's, it seems like it's just very difficult for people to do these little things. And the people look down there, the pediatric department and the orthodontic department in the same school, and the orthodontic department, in some of the schools, they don't want the pediatricians to do one bit of orthodontics, and they should be doing it. And that's something that should be corrected. Now, as that tooth comes up, the roots are in the bone down here, and the crown will go back. It'll raise up, and go back, and it'll slide down there. There it is. And there it went to that point. And this is on the side. You can see where it's bonded, but the x-ray shining through there, it made it look like it is it. This loop was down here as it went there. The distance here is the same as it is here, right there. And then this tooth is still vital. He ate the root away and the nerve and everything, but it's still alive. And it'll stay with this root right here until this tooth erupts and this one erupts. If you don't do it, this 6-year molar, look where it would go. It'd take that tooth out and come over here, show this bicuspid way down here, and it really makes a difficult problem if you don't do it. So this is what I hope you'll learn to do. And this is a neat little girl and just a beautiful child. And we had a lot of fun talking to her while we were doing this, and we corrected it. And it's a shame that you see these and you think you've got to send that to some orthodontist or somebody that has the tools and stuff to do it, but you have it in your own office. Surely you've got a pair of needle nose pliers that can bend that little spring wire, and you've got bonding material, and you can do this in your own office anywhere in the world almost. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and we'll pass this on, but we will show some other uses for uprighting teeth and then moving the space together. So thank you for watching, and I'll say goodbye and hope to see you again, and subscribe to our channel.